Welcome to Cruise Ship Crime Investigators, the book series. Book 2, Serial Killer.
Chapter 37, Guarded. The cabin steward's service area with the laundry chute, like many areas on the ship, is efficiently designed to cover multiple uses. Hunter looks up to the platform on deck 9, behind the crow's nest where the stairs end. Ruby opens the door, entering from the guest area just as Kieran would have. She folds the door back and stands just back from the rail. "Killer was obviously behind the door," Hunter shouts up. Ruby turns around and looks behind the door. She steps into that position and pulls the door open, and she is hidden. Hunter mimes an action that would grab Kieran from behind and flip him over. "It's not the safest place on the ship," Ruby says, looking down. "You hold on to that rail tightly, then." "I am, and I won't be using these stairs again." Hunter walks to the blood-stained area and looks up. He was airborne instantly, but luckily the top flight is offset from the rest. Hunter looks down. Otherwise, he would be dead. "But the killer doesn't know he's alive," Ruby says, walking down the stairs. They do. We're calling for blood. He's bait. They must kill him to survive." There is quite a team watching the investigators now. Hunter turns around to address the scattered audience. But in a flash, a dark image consumes him. He sees everyone as war-torn enemy mercenaries. He feels himself raising an automatic weapon and picking each of them off in seconds. That period of his life was years ago, but the training and experience was such that his reaction will always be swift and effective. That memory may be suppressed, but it never goes away. It is back and haunting him. "Why do we have killers on board?" he mutters. "Only one," Ruby says. "Is it? Look, there. 3 cabin stewards watching and waiting. 4 more in the stairwell looking up ready to move. 2 security staff measuring with infrared devices, like gun sights." "Are you all right?" Jason says, arriving. Hunter shakes off his vision. "I don't think he saw who did it. I was behind the door. He wouldn't have seen me," Ruby suggests. "Kieran's a survivor. But he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head." "You wouldn't have survived that." "He hasn't yet." "He will. He's superhuman," Hunter shouts. He wants everyone to know. "The doctor's got him sedated, or I would have him going through every guest and crew picture now. When he wakes up, he'll identify who did this." "Is that the best we've got? Spreading that he saw the killer?" Ruby asks. "It's all we've got," Hunter says, watching the rumor spread. "You're using him as bait." "He will have seen them." "How do you know?" Ruby whispers angrily. "How do you know he didn't? How do you know he'll wake up? He spent his life on special missions, been shot, tortured, and left for dead." "Wake up. We're on a cruise ship, not in the Mekong Delta or in the Middle East," she says. "He didn't survive his pass to bail out on a 15-foot fall. You want the list of qualifications to join us? See his full but restricted curriculum vitae." Ruby smarts at the remark. "Then think they'll fall through again. He flipped over, and for a split second before he passed out, he looked up. That's all he needs. All we need. We need him to wake up." Hunter leaves, walking off towards the captain's set of rooms. Chapter 38, Telemedicine. The captain is looking at the boxes and boxes of material that were on the walls of the cell. The incident room needs to be recreated, adding in new victims and a wealth of new material. "We need a dedicated coordinator here, sir. Someone who only works on the wall and who partners Dwight Ritter in Miami," Hunter says as he walks in. I agree, Watoski. Look, I let the woman you arrested off our 10 o'clock meeting. The day has become complicated. I'm due to meet with Betty Clifford later. Ruby is keen to ask her a few more questions. Dwight has a set of questions for her too. I've got one or two, Hunter adds. Go easy with her. Sir, she just lost her husband. I'm not gonna leap in. I mean, go easy with Ruby. This is her ship, and her biggest career crime is now being run by outsiders. Hunter picks up the sheet and starts to read the questions. Copy that, sir, but I'm doing my job. Looks like Dwight Ritter is too. HR is paid to deal with the staff's emotional problems, not me. I need to stay near the bridge as we get closer to the changing weather. Hunter looks at the second sheet of Betty's basic details, with a handwritten note on top saying she has chosen to stay on board until the end of the cruise. She's staying on board, sir. They often do, Hunter. You know that. They're amongst friends here, the captain explains. Sir, can we hold off this evidence going up on the walls? Hunter asks. You have a theory, Watoski? I want people to see how much we believe we don't need it. But we do need it. I want everyone to think that as soon as Phillips comes around, he'll identify the killer. That's a dangerous game. Ruby's got 2 men on the hospital door. Maybe it needs to be a more considered bear trap. That medical center is an essential busy part of the ship, the captain offers. Dealing with erectile dysfunction. It's staffed by my crew. I can't put them at risk. Then trust your security team. Simon and Ruby enter, and everyone focuses on the doctor. He will be unconscious for some time yet. So far, the obvious is a break in the pelvic ring, no internal bleeding, and the bone is back in place. He has a few fractured ribs, no obvious organ damage. His skull is cracked, and he lost a lot of blood. I can see no clots, and it appears stable and in place, but the brain is unpredictable. We now run tests again. This time, the whole body, included arm and leg bones. We're working with the telemedicine system at Rostock University, so it'll be far more in-depth. He is seriously ill, but stable. How much damage has been done to his brain, we cannot know. Not yet. Excellent work. Let's have a preliminary report in writing to share with head office. Simon is chuffed with his work, but he is concerned. Look, even if he wakes up and there's no more surgery, which is unlikely, he'll be on anti-inflammatory and painkillers. He'll need 8 to 12 weeks rest, Simon adds. In the Army, we substitute weeks for hours. He'll be up by the morning. You're not in the Army and I'm in charge, Neil reminds him. With respect, sir, we both work for head office. That is the first moment the 2 men have needed to discuss rank on the ship. The captain is fixing Hunter with a look that implies he's in charge. And everybody, sir, on this ship is a suspect. That is, except me and Commander Kieran Phillips. I'm sorry you think that way, Watoski, but I'm the captain. Yes, sir, you are. Simon and Ruby both feel the tension, and Simon decides it a suitable time to break the atmosphere. I fear I might have to operate at any time, in a storm, and there could be another patient, then another, if this pattern repeats. Can the ship ask for blood donors? We're trying to set a trap around Phillips, so having guests go through is a complication. How about a temporary blood donors area in the cells, which leaves the medical center running as normal and off the killer's radar, Simon suggests. That gives us 2 places to protect, sir, Ruby interjects, pleased to be able to side with the captain and disagree with Hunter. We don't have the staff. Let's move Phillips out of the medical center as early as medically possible, the captain decides. You can have your blood in the cells. Simon nods and leaves. Brilliant work from you too, Officer Jenkins, the captain says, handing her Betty Clifford's sheet. I can handle this, sir, she offers. Thanks, Ruby. Do you mind if Dwight Ritter takes a second chair online? The captain asks, diplomatically, but excluding Hunter. Ruby's pause is enough to let Hunter in. I'll sit in the background, sir, and keep him in his place. He and I both work for Miami. I can handle Dwight Ritter, but I'm not sure about this trap, sir, she offers. No, I must admit, me neither, the captain says. There's a killer on board, prepared to kill guests, Hunter insists. If you have a better plan, please bring it to me. If I come up with a better plan, I will issue the order. Tough one. Guess we don't even know where the ship's going, Hunter counters. Tahiti. I doubt French Polynesia will let us dock with a killer on the loose, Hunter throws in. But I guess you're already making plans for that. Supplies required after 10 days at sea? Chapter 39. Quickest Route Home. The captain lingers to watch Hunter and Ruby sit at his dining table. Hunter studies the sketch of her and Kieran's position at the bar in the Crow's Nest Lounge, the woman who sang and her friends, and then dotted other unnamed guests around the room. Then in the corner, she adds slowly 4 dancers, a singer, and a musician, plus maybe Lopke. You don't seem sure about these, says Hunter. It's a staff table, not official, but it's where the entertainment staff sit, the acts and some musicians, sometimes young officers. Every ship has one. On bigger ships, it's the back of the nightclub. I didn't pay too much attention. Hunter opens a folder marked All Lounge Bar Bills. Very odd, Hunter throws in. Why? Asks the captain. The theatre cast and musicians live by the theatre, right? Hunter is unfolding a map of the ship. Yes, Ruby agrees. Directly below? Yes. Yet they never saw Phillips lying in a pool of blood on the shortest route home. Formal night, the girls would have been in heels, so they wouldn't do the metal stairs unless they had to. They would take the lift down to deck 5, then walk through the theatre to backstage 4. That way, there's only one set of stairs. Ship's crew all follow habitual routes, the captain suggests. Guests do after a while. Who habitually uses these stairs? Not all crew have the elevator privileges. Orchestra musicians don't. They were on stage performing. So, how did they get home? With instruments, they would walk to the crew elevator midships. Did we miss breakfast? Hunter asks, looking around the captain's empty dining room. I'm running on empty. You ate breakfast, but you missed lunch, and they'll soon be serving afternoon tea in the buffet, Neil says, leaving the room. Are you really telling me that no one took those stairs?